The biggest comic author from ancient Greece is Aristophanes. Aristophanes' life overlapped, as I said earlier, Aeschylus and Sophocles. He wasn't thought of very highly in his day because his plays took things in a bizarre new direction that the older established playwrights and the older established citizens thought was a little less than the subject of quality theater. He wrote a play called Lysistrata, which was very interesting. It was during the time of the Peloponnese War, and that had been going on for quite some time. So it was near the end of it, and what he suggested in his play was that if the women told their men they would get no more sex until the men stopped fighting, the men would quickly give up war. I doubt he was suggesting this seriously, but the idea was funny, and Lysistrata has stuck around and is still performed quite often, mostly in colleges today. The period of time that Aristophanes is writing is known as Old Comedy, farce, satire, and non-realistic plays. There's a period of time called Middle Comedy that we don't know hardly anything about because we don't have any plays from that period. And then there is a period called New Comedy, which we do know quite a bit about. And in New Comedy, it's the first time that plays turn towards domestic situations. It's the first time that plays turn towards the concepts of love between a man and a woman, and just as the subject of love. And I know this is a little odd to think about because most of our art is based on some kind of love story. But back then it wasn't. Menander is really the main playwright of New Comedy. The way we know about these comedies is that they were translated and adapted into Latin by the Romans, and then later on picked up after the European Dark Ages by the playwrights of that time. So in the Middle Ages and later, ancient Greek new comedies were picked up by the playwrights, and they were used as examples of how plays should be written. It is very clear that Shakespeare had a good knowledge of some of these old Greek plays because he stole the plots from some of them for his comedies. Shakespeare probably didn't know them as Greek plays. He knew them from Latin as Roman plays. All right. The next thing in the book really is the script of Antigone, which you'll need to have read very soon. And with that, I finish up my boring lectures on Greek theater. Thanks.